Welcome back to Honda Garage, Idaho. In today's video, we're going to be doing what I think is a first for the channel and doing a video on a viewer-suggested repair. Today, we're going to take a look at replacing the blower fan for the heating and air conditioning system inside the vehicle and a couple other things as well. Let's get started. So the main focus of this video is going to be the blower motor. That is the fan that circulates air inside your cabin, hot or cold, that brings it through from the inside. And we're going to talk about potential failure causes and symptoms and how to troubleshoot in a little bit. But the first thing to do, the most basic check, if you don't know how to do this already, we're going to take a quick look at finding and replacing the air filter for the interior. Now, if you're finding that you're just not getting very good airflow through your vents, it just feels like it's kind of weak, or if you have any funky smells or anything, the first thing to check is going to be your interior air filter, and that's located down here in the back of the glove box. So to access that filter, we're going to look inside the glove box toward the back corner near the center of the vehicle. You're going to see up here a plastic tab. We can just depress that with our fingers. Same on the other side. With both those clips pressed, that cover can be folded down and out of the way. And this right here is what's actually in front of our filter. We have two more plastic clips to push in. One on this side, just in toward the center of the cover. And the same over on this side. With those clips popped out, this cover can be removed. And this right here is our air filter. Now this one is relatively clean. I replaced it a short while ago with a charcoal HEPA version. You know, you don't have to get fancy with it if you don't want to, but that is the quick and easy way to replace the filter inside. Now if your filter is all good and your fan is failing for some other reason, let's talk about that. Now to access our blower fan, we're actually going to go all the way underneath our glove box. The first thing we're going to do is remove this plastic under tray right here that runs along the underside of the passenger footwell. Now removing this panel is pretty straightforward. It's just held in with a few pressure clips along the top edge, so we're just going to pull it down and pop those all out. So here we can see these metal pressure clips here. This is what slots in here and holds that in. We do also have our factory footwell light here, so we can pull the wire harness clip up here and off the plastic, and then twist this a quarter turn or so to slide it out from the cutout. So with that panel out of the way, this black assembly down here, this is the bottom of our cabin fan, and that's what we're interested in removing now. The factory service manual actually recommends removing some of this glove box plastic and taking out this motor and some of the other plastics as a complete assembly, but we can take the blower fan out by itself. Now first up, we do have some wires in the way. I do have some aftermarket stuff here, as you can see, but there is still a factory harness that runs along and underneath this fan here, so we'll have to pull those out of the way. We can start by unplugging this connector for the fan itself, and there is a push tab in the center of the connector right here that we can depress all the way to pull the plug down and out from the fan. Now back here, our factory harness, as you can see, has this blue interesting cable tie here onto the end of a metal post, and that can just be pulled straight down. It takes some force, some wiggling back and forth, but that'll just pop off. Alright, so here you can see I've got the plastic nut off the post there. I found that the most effective way to get it off was wiggling it this direction, so in line with the vehicle. I know it's kind of hard to visualize, but wiggling it back and forth this way while pulling it down ended up being the quickest way to get it off that post. So with that free now, our wire harness is loose and can be moved out of the way of the fan. So now let's move on to how it's attached. We have 3 bolts here. You'll see 3 silver ones, one there, and then one all the way back toward the firewall right here that need to be removed. And you can access these a couple different ways. You can see the head on these is kind of interesting, and that's because they're actually a Torx bit. So if you have a stubby screwdriver and a T25 bit, you can get in here and remove these by hand with a screwdriver. Easy enough on the front too. Now depending on how short your screwdriver is, whether you have the mats here and whatnot, this back one can be pretty tight on space to access. So even my screwdriver that I have here is too tall, it's too angled. But thankfully we can also take these out with just a regular hex socket. An 8mm socket on a wrench with like a flexible handle is perfect for getting this one out. Okay, so there we have it. And of course, if it's easier for you, you can just use that socket on all three of them. But now that we have those three removed, you can see that our fan is loose here, and we'll definitely want to pull our wiring forward out of the way to drop this all the way down. So there's our fan. You can see mine's got some leaves and debris in it. Now this one is still working well, but let's talk about why you might need to replace this and what else you might want to check depending on the symptoms that you have. All right, so if you're dealing with poor flow pressure, weird smells and stuff, like I said, check the filter first. Oftentimes if you're replacing this fan, it's because you know it needs to be replaced. You'll hear a loud grinding sound or just really terrible noises from the actual motor starting to fail in this. Any speed that you have the fan set on, automatic, manual control, whatever it is, and that'll be an obvious sign that the actual blower fan is going out. But there's another scenario that you might find in which the fan only works on the lowest or the highest speeds, and it works okay, it's kind of quiet, but on the in-between speeds it does not work correctly. And that actually is not necessarily due to the fan going bad or even like a poor electrical connection. There's another component that you can check and replace that could fix this issue instead. Let's take a look. So in a lot of these Honda models, and I know this because I had to replace it in my Fit actually, there is a resistor mounted up here. So there's our hole for the blower fan. You can see the filter up there. And just right to the left, there's this interesting little box here with a 4-pin connector. And on older models, this is an actual like resistance-based resistor. In newer models, like my 2015 Fit that I replaced it on, it's a slightly different setup, but still the same thing. And essentially what this does is it changes the power going to the fan by what your setting is on the heating and air conditioning controls. So when you're turning it down from full power, this will take away some of that. It'll use the resistors to reduce the power going to the fan and slow it down. And if this wears out or fails, your blower fan will still work on the maximum setting and sometimes on the minimum setting just right before off, but not the ones in between. So if that's the scenario you're experiencing, this is what you'll need to replace. Let's get it out and take a look. All right, now as we can see on this connector, there is a plastic lever in the middle again. If we press that down to release the locking tab in front of it, the connector can then be unplugged. You may have to push this down and then push the connector actually inward toward the resistor a bit before pulling it out. And then the only thing holding this in here is 2 Phillips head screws, one on either side. Now you definitely will need a stubby screwdriver for these, or an extended length screwdriver that you can try to like pass through these gaps to reach the screws instead. Okay, so here's that part that we removed, the resistor. I'm going to put the specific part number for this on the screen. It is shared across several Honda models, so it's pretty easy and pretty cheap to find replacement ones, new or used. So if you're experiencing symptoms where your blower fan doesn't sound bad, like it sounds smooth when it does work, but it only works on a couple power settings, it's definitely worth replacing this first to see if that fixes your issue before shelling out bigger money on a replacement fan. Now the steps for reinstalling these are obviously just the ones we took in reverse, so I'm going to put these parts back in real quick, and then I actually have something even more in depth to show you if you're having trouble diagnosing an issue with your interior HVAC system. When you're reinstalling, do keep in mind that this will only fit in one way. You'll see there's a flat side on one end and an arrow or a pointed side on the other end, and that'll only fit one direction into the chassis. So we'll reseat this there, reinstall our screws, and we'll push the connector in until we hear that locking tab click into place so we know we have a good connection. Also, when you're reinstalling your new unit, do keep in mind this part that sticks out with a separate little vent that attaches into this part here. Pull our wiring out of the way. Don't forget to reinstall your footwell light. And to reattach this plate, we'll insert these 2 plastic legs on the back into those rectangular slots in the white plastic. Like so. And then we'll just push this up and snap these metal clips back into place. Now, if you are having issues with your AC or heating system of some type, maybe a sensor's not working, it won't keep the right temperature, whatever it is, besides the blower fan, there actually is a built-in diagnostic menu in this AC control panel to figure out that issue and help narrow it down. So let's take a look at how to access that. So Honda built in a clever self-diagnostic system into this. Once we activate it, it will check the whole AC and heating system for any errors with the sensors, motors, whatever. And if there are some, it'll display sort of a code on the screen here we can use to figure out what the issue is. So to get this test started, we're going to switch our key to the second position. And then we're going to hold down the on-off button, and within 10 seconds, press this defogger button 5 times. It'll begin running a diagnostic self-test. The blower will run at a few different speeds. It's going to run through basically checking every system, every component, making sure that it's all working correctly. Now, my system currently does not have any issues, so it just turns back off after the self-test is done. If you do have some problem, it'll show 88 and the AC light up here. It'll flash that, and then it'll show a pattern on here using the 7-segment displays. And going to the website charm.li, I'll have this linked in the description, there is a table you can find in the factory service manual that shows what each of those different diagnostic codes mean. So using that table and the code displayed here, you can figure out more precisely what the issue is if you've got something going on here with your interior heating and cooling system. Okay, that's about it for this video. I hope what I showed here was helpful for you to diagnose and repair your own blower fan. Thank you to the commenters that suggested this video. I hope this was helpful for you and you're able to take care of this repair yourself. If there's other repairs or modifications, customizations, even products that you want to see reviewed for the CRZ or other Honda chassis, please let me know in the comments and I'll try to get to them when I can. And as always, thank you for watching.